What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. Now, today we are going to be reacting to Space Marine 1, the first Space Marine soundtrack. We're going to be reacting to the main menu soundtrack, then, the main composition when you load up the game. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, comment down below what you want me to react to. Hopefully tomorrow, if I've got time, I will react to Space Marine 2, because obviously that was a masterpiece of a game. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into Space Marine number 1. What I love at the moment, just 55 seconds in, when we're already getting the epicness, the grandiose of this game. Now, I never played the first Space Marine, the Warhammer. I've never played it. I've heard about it, never played it, but I played the second one because the second one got so much positive reviews, and to some people it was, a masterpiece. Post down in the comments your review of the game and let me know. Also, guys, post down in the comments as well. Do you think that this soundtrack properly represents Warhammer? And how sonically, so sound wise, does it fit? Do you listen to the soundtrack and go, yeah, it fits? It fits the Warhammer. I'm no expert, and I try not to be, because I don't know in terms of like Warhammer. If you go back, I think it was sometime last year, my channel, I did try to do a recreation of the Space Marine 2 soundtrack. Yeah, I'm just, yeah, it was pretty bad, but I leave it there because it shows this is where I started, and this is how you progress as an artist, as a composer. So it's good to leave your bad work out there because it shows growth. It shows a bit of character. But I love already, just breaking this down, the brass is doing so much work here. We're having kind of just stingers, just one hits. Dun, dun. Like, we're just having those stingers, and they're doing so much work. We're having so many. It's so classical or classic in terms of its instrumentation layout that in 55 seconds they're just sending it. They're full blown sending it, and I love it. Let's continue. Just that theme as well. And because this is the main menu, do you feel that when you load this game up and you're listening to this soundtrack, does it feel, to me, it's giving me the epicness of this world. Oh, wait a minute. I think I might have jumped a bit. Right, we're building onto something now. It feels like a showdown. It feels like we've introduced the good guy. And then we're introducing... It feels like a showdown match with the... So military epicness. Oh. The bass is doing so much work right there. The bass is doing so much work. It feels like metal clanging, right? I think that's intentional. That's a bit intentional because from what I can gather, now you can correct me in the comments down below, but from what I can gather by playing the second one, is they're using metal weapons. You know, there's a chainsaw, they've got like metal armor and stuff like that. Now, I'm not going to go into the lore because I don't know a lot about Warhammer. You can post down in the comments down below what, the suits represent, blah, blah, blah. But what I mean is, when you're fighting, you can hear the metal clanging in the sound design and stuff like that. So it's almost like sounds like a little bit of like kind of industrial like, but you can hear the metal clanging it off into the mix. Listen, there, like it just it's kind of an xylophone clinging, but it's supposed to represent that like industrial war, that kind of war of clang in between metal and all of that type of stuff. Where's this going? Where's it taking? Where's it coming? Hmm. What a lovely use of the synth there. Once again, dynamics is what's making this soundtrack work. I got a bunch of videos and a bunch of reaction videos explaining and going into detail with dynamics. Check those videos out. I think I literally have a composition as well where in Logic I show you how to use like dynamics in the score waves. We're over at the halfway and we're over at the halfway mark, right? The first act, it hit you straight in the face. Going into the second act, it was kind of representing of like military, the percussion, the uh the percussion, the sound effects in terms of the stingers, the ting ting, the clanging of kind of metal bumping together and stuff like that as you're fighting through, you know, bugs or aliens or whatever you do in Warhammer. Now we're getting to a bit of orchestration. We're getting to a bit of instrument. We're allowing the instruments to breathe. This is certainly recorded in a real studio, in a real session, in probably Abbey Roads or something like that. So it's real life instruments. There are some synthy elements into this, of course, but they've layered it of just this part now is just allowing the instruments to breathe. We're building on this epicness. We're building on this preparation for war because it's the main menu. And if you think about it, while you're there at the main menu and you're pressing start and you're pressing continue, you're hearing this theme. It's the theme, the preparation theme before you actually go into battle. Before you press play on the game. Sorry to keep on pausing it, but the brass as well is coming in. Dun, dun, it's underlining that dread, that sense of urgency then to, take back. That you need to take back, I guess. Violin kicking in now, along with violin 2. So this is interesting. We have a lot of this soundtrack being hopeful, being epicness, being quite positive, quite upbeaty in terms of its percussion, in terms of it really does give you that sense of military, right? Marine Corps, all of that type of stuff. So there's a lot of hope. There's a lot of masculinity in sense of like the hopeness that these men can succeed in their dividends and their, in what the jobs that they're doing in Warhammer. Again, post on the comments down below about, this type of stuff. So we got that element, right? And that's being represented in the soundtrack. You feel like, yeah, you feel like I want to join. I want to be a space marine. Then it almost like, if we were rewinding it back around here, you're hearing the main melody, like the main motif. That's playing. And then it just cuts off and it's somber. Very sad. Did they succeed in that mission? Did you, the player, succeed in that mission? So you almost feel like, oh God, has someone died? As a main character passed on or something like that. It's very interesting. And then underlining the two violins as playing this somber note, this somber part of this soundtrack. But just having a small, just kick, boom, boom, just representing a heartbeat in your final moments, I guess. Listen. It just cuts off. It goes quiet. We're playing somberness. Very good. Very good. So it goes quiet here for just a couple of seconds. But they play that somber note for the listener to be accustomed to that sound. That theme gets played as the thing's going on, but they introduce it here before it fully goes quiet, so we can expect it. So our ears are already like trained to listen to that. And there's the kick with the heartbeat as well. And then they just let it pan out, fade out. They just let it, and then they bring it back in, see? Right there. It's underlining by a bass, but also some brass as well. Almost feels like you're going through like a wasteland of just dead bodies, and this is what they're playing. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was a soundtrack. That was a brilliant and fantastic soundtrack, ladies and gentlemen. But of course, post out in the comments what did this soundtrack mean to you when you was playing the game. I never played the game. I might need to play the game. Would you recommend me playing the game? That's a lot of playing the games. But recommend me a sound reaction or a soundtrack reaction down below in the comments down below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button. And until my next video, guys, bye.